Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing very well. So in today's video I'm going to be doing kind of like a vlog type video, but more of like a designing a crochet top, because I eventually want to make a tutorial on the top, but I feel like I need to get a few kind of practices in of the actual pattern I want to make. I have exact vision of what I want to make, which is basically like this beachy mermaid scoop neck top that's backless and ties at the back. And I have made this before last year, and so many people were asking for a tutorial on it, and then I just never really got round to it. So the other thing I had was a pair of shorts that I made last year, and I just don't really ever wear them. So I thought I would unravel the yarn. I have unraveled the yarn. I'm gonna use the exact same yarn that I used for the shorts, well, just the white cotton yarn. So I've got a bunch of these white cotton yarn balls. And I think these were all Pegasus cotton yarn, and then I have a bunch of these cotton yarn balls that I haven't actually like used really. I have used them but not really a lot, so I don't really know which one I'm going to use today. Which colour do you think goes best with this white? Because I feel like individually with the white they look great, but I don't know if all of them together look good. I'm thinking maybe these three together or these two together, but I don't really know how wearable that's going to be like for me personally. So I'm thinking maybe these three. So essentially I want to make it stripy. This is like my criteria for this top. I want to make it stripy. I want it to be scoop neck, fairly thin straps, and I want it to tie around at the back. And I've done this before, like I said, last year, and I believe I used the Elizabeth stitch, I think. And I don't really want to make it as complicated as that, because I want this to be a little bit more of a beginner friendly tutorial. So yeah, I'm basically going to start off by making the main like body of the top. So rather than starting with the bra cup section, I'm actually going to start with the kind of stomach portion, and then when I like have got to the length of the top that I want to make, I'll then work on the bra kind of cup scoop neck section, and then after that the straps, and then after that will be the tie back. So I kind of have it figured out because I have technically made it before, but I just forgot kind of the right steps. So that's what I'm doing today, to kind of get the flow back into my head. So yeah, I am pretty sure I'm going to use a 3.5mm hook. So yeah, just going to start off by making a block panel, and I'm probably going to switch colours every 2 rows. That's my plan in my head. I think that's going to look best because I don't want it to be really stripy. I still want it to mostly be white with a few like blue green stripes. So that's my plan. So I'm going to make a start by just making a chain. That's the width of my rib cage, so this rib to this rib, or like 1/2 of the circumference of my rib cage, and then basically just make a big rectangular square panel, goes up until I reach kind of the under boob. So yeah, I'm just going to kind of make a start on that now. Hopefully it won't be too complicated, but I'm going to kind of give you a little bit of a update once I get started. Okay, so I've just done a couple of rows, and I had to like strategically place the colours, because obviously I've got multiple balls and I really want to keep all of the balls together, whereas normally like in the actual pattern I would do 2 rows of the white, cut it, and then weave it in and then like start my next row. But I want to keep all of the balls together, and because this is a practice one, I'm going to be reusing this ball. So I've got 2 white, cotton white yarn balls on the go, one at either end, and I've done 2 rows of white in half double crochet, and then 1 row of dark blue, 2 rows of white, 1 row of green, 2 rows of white, 1 row of blue, and repeating that sequence. So now I'm on my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10th row. This is the white row, and I like the colour scheme and how it's looking. Definitely very beachy. So yeah, this part is just like the stomach portion, and then eventually I will stop and I will put like a stitch marker in the middle, and then I can work on the scoop kind of bra cup section. And I also need to remember to write down everything because I always forget that. But it's not too bad if I remember, or if I count the amount of chains that I've got here, I can just write that down, plus 1 turning chain. And then it's definitely starting to get really hot in this room. I have like a attic bedroom, so it gets really, really hot. It's not even like hot today, it's like 23 degrees, but this room gets hot really easily, and I feel like we're now on the cusp of summer and we're gonna get some warmer days now, so I'm starting to feel that I'm getting a little bit sweaty. So yeah, I'm basically just gonna keep doing rows of this, and then I'll come back when I'm ready to do the scoop section. Okay, so we are now on day 2. Basically I have just been continuing with the kind of bra cup scoop neck section, and I'm not like 100% sure if I like it. Obviously, like, there isn't like a great deal I can do about like decreasing, because obviously at some point it does just start to look like triangular, but I'm hoping that when I do the other side, and then I can kind of maybe do like a row around it to clean it up, it'll look better. Also, I'm so sorry if you can hear drilling, there's like roadworks outside my house. So I basically did a decrease at every single on every single row on this side, and then I did a decrease for 2 rows on this side, so literally only like at the bottom here I decreased for 2 rows, and this just kind of helps give it a little bit more of a shape. I then just continued to decrease up until I got to about 2 stitches left in the row, and then I just continued doing rows and rows and rows of half double crochet, just literally two stitches in the row, until it reached kind of wrapped right around my arm comfortably, and then I just roughly slip stitched it to sort of the side. So when I put it on, I'll kind of show you the other side, but as you can see it's kind of sitting comfortably around my arm. But the trouble is I've done this top before obviously, and when I just do the strap that wraps right around the arm, because it's backless, the strap around the arm isn't like enough to keep it together, if that makes sense. Like, the straps will naturally fall down because it's backless, so there isn't a lot of like support at the back. So I think I'm gonna have to make a little string type chain that will go across the back that I can tie to kind of bring the armhole strap shoulder parts sort of backwards and kind of keep it upright. Like, that's, I have to do that, otherwise it's literally, it will slip down. So basically I'm just going to repeat the exact same thing on the other side. So where the stitch marker is right in the center of the panel, I basically skipped a stitch either side and then did the decrease part. So I'm going to continue to decrease every single row on this sort of inner edge to create the scoop, decreasing only for 2 rows on this side, and then I'm just going to carry on until I get to 2 stitches left. Okay, so this is what it's looking like once I've done all of the like strap section. So this is what it would look like without the side piece wrapping around the back. So this is just the front part done. I do like it, like I think it is cute, but I feel like this is definitely more of a V-neck rather than a scoop neck. So I think that the solution is to basically maybe do one row lower down, so start the decrease one row lower than I did before, and I think I'm also going to start the decrease further out, so rather than it starting more in the middle, I might start it sort of maybe around here and then go up, because I think that it's gonna make it a lot less V. If there's a little bit more space here and then it can go up, then I think that will be more scoop. I do still really like this, and I think that it works really well with the like colour scheme and the stripes, but it's just not the top that I was going for. It's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to undo this section right here, redo the scoop part just so that I can make sure that it is exactly how I want it to look, and then after that I will move on to the side panels that wrap around. Okay, so now it is the third day and I'm basically now just working on the side panels because I finally am happy with how the front is looking. So where the stitch marker is in the middle, I actually ended up going even further out. So I went 6 stitches either side, I left blank, and then I started the decrease on the 7th stitch from the stitch marker, and then just continued to decrease at the kind of collar section, I don't know what you call it, like the bra cup section. Done the straps as normal. I did 34 rows of just half double crochet, or 2 half double crochets in the row. So I'm finally happy with how this is looking, and now I'm working on the kind of final part, which is the back panels. So basically I'm going to experiment with how frequently I'm going to decrease, but I'm most likely probably going to decrease every single row at every side edge. So kind of go in and in and in, and eventually when it hits 2 stitches in the row, I'm then just going to continue to do rows and rows of half double crochet with 2 stitches in the row, just like I did for the strap section, so everything is like matching. However, if the back section is kind of almost too isn't decreasing enough, then I may decrease like 1 stitch in the middle as well, just to make sure that it is decreasing very frequently. So I'm just going to kind of get started on that now. Okay, so I just did a few rows where I decreased at both edges, and then I tried doing just rows and rows of half double crochet where there was just 2 stitches in the row, like I did for the strap, but it just looked very like odd, like it looked really like a bit like this, a bit very wide, and then it just got thinner really quick, which I know in the previous clip I said I wanted, but now I've done it, it's not what I wanted to do. And then I came to the realization that in the previous top I did only decreased on one edge, which was the edge that is closest to the strap rather than the bottom edge. So in the previous top I did no decreases along the edge, so I just kept it straight, and I was decreasing at every stitch on this edge, which meant that it was like a more of a V shape, and then the bottom part was straight at the back. So I think I'm going to try that now, because I do not like the way this looks at all. Like, I can't explain it, but it just doesn't, it's not flattering when you put it on. I'd rather it match the edge of the top and just keep going straight, and this part decrease. I think that's going to look much more flattering. So I'm going to try that now and then show you how it looks after. Okay, so I just did one side and I decreased only on the top edge and then left the bottom edge straight, and this is definitely more of what I was looking for. So I'll show you what it looks like when it kind of wraps around. So when it wraps around, it'll be like this, which I think looks really nice, but I don't know whether to kind of do a few more frequent decreases so that it becomes more backless. So I guess that if I do this amount of decreases, this is the kind of thickness of the triangle. If I do more decreases, it'll be much thinner and therefore more back is exposed. So I guess that's kind of like an option that is adjustable, like based on the preference of the person. So I'm going to try it out, so I decrease at the edge and then I also decrease maybe one in the middle as well. And I'm also going to try doing a different type of decrease, because I've been doing like kind of starting a half double crochet and then starting another half double crochet in the next stitch, which means I've got a lot of loops on my hook and it's making the stitch quite bulky. So I'm going to try and decrease just by pulling up a loop twice, one in 2 stitches, and see if that looks a bit neater, because at the minute it doesn't look like not neat, but it's definitely more like noticeable. You can see how this part is more chunky. Okay, so I've just finished doing both of the strap section for the back. I did 2 decreases per row on just one edge, so I did a decrease and then a decrease and then continued half double crochets all the way down, and then I did that until the row had 4 stitches left, because I liked the thicker strap for the back part versus the thin straps for the actual top strap. So yeah, 4 stitches in the row, and I just did loads and loads of rows of half double crochet with 4 stitches, and then when I got to kind of the amount that I liked, I just decreased for 1 row, so that meant that I went down to 2 stitches, and then I decreased for 1 more row, which meant I had 1 stitch left. So I literally just finished with 1 stitch, or like 1 decrease. Did that on the other side as well. So I'm going to try this on now and make sure that it fits nice, and hopefully the straps when they tie together are the right length. Obviously this is just a practice go, so it's fine if it doesn't work out. And then after that I'm going to kind of neaten up the border and just make sure that there's not any details that I want to add, because I'm thinking of maybe adding some kind of petal detail around the neckline, but we'll see. Okay, so I just added a few flower details around the scoop neck. Show you up close. Did these kind of like half flower details. It's like a picket, I think is the name of it. Just as a little bit of detail, but I did do the row below it a row of just single crochet to neaten out the edge of the scoop, and I also did 2 slip stitches at kind of the corner section where it was kind of squaring off so that it made it more circular, which has worked quite nicely. I've obviously got so much strings, but it's fine because this is obviously just the rough version. But I do quite like the flower details. I do kind of feel like the one before was a little bit more plain, and this one is a little bit more like summery and dainty, so yeah. Well guys, that concludes this vlog. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you stay tuned for when I actually post the tutorial, which will hopefully be the video after this video. I'm really happy with how the final result came out, and I also added a strap at the back just to make everything more secure. So now I think I have a really good idea of how the tutorial is going to be, and yeah, I'm going to go and write the pattern for that now. So yeah, I hope you're all keeping well, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye guys!